Hello my dear friends, this is Ritu and welcome to my channel. I have certain ingredients laid out over here, and this here is drumstick, which I've cut into a large size pieces, almost 2 to 3 inches, and I have also made a tutorial video on how to cut it, and this is the end result of all that, and it's here ready, washed and ready to be cooked. The other ingredients are around these are 2 medium-sized onions, some ginger and garlic, and then I have spices: red chili powder, turmeric powder, cumin powder, Kashmiri red chili powder, and coriander powder. Then I have fenugreek seeds, and I have asafoetida over here. Salt to taste. Tutorial for to cut the drumstick, and now it goes for washing, and the finished this is what we are aiming for ultimately. This is a whole batch. I've just done one as a demonstration how to do it, how to get them ready for cooking process. First step is that I grind the onions and the ginger garlic together in a mixer jar, the chutney jar, and we are going to do a fine paste of these ingredients. Some oil. This is mustard oil, which is heating in a kadai, and it needs to be smoked thoroughly before we start the cooking process. I've heated the oil, and it's smoking hot now. So what I do before I start the cooking process, I lower the flame because it's really hot, the oil. The first step is the fenugreek seeds and the asafoetida, and the idea is not to let it become black, just a little bit brown. And then I add the onion garlic paste to it. So having added the onion garlic paste to the oil, which was around 3 to 4 tablespoons, I have raised the heat, and now I am frying the onion ginger garlic paste. So this takes another, on a medium flame it can take another up to 5 minutes. The idea is to keep an eye on it, not to let it get burned, but because that affects the color of the curry also. I'm using mustard oil. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. I'm using mustard oil, and mustard oil we like to use because we are from North India. We love to use mustard oil, but this can be made in any other oil also, and it will be as good. I'm also adding the salt. Salt to taste at this stage, or you can add around half teaspoon. Salt also aids in cooking the onions. So it's not only tomatoes, but the onions also, they release their moisture. And because this is a paste, still it aids in the cooking process. And so we carry on frying the onions, which will eventually I lower the flame and keep on continue cooking it till they turn golden brown. Now comes this stage where the masala starts getting a bit golden and it starts sticking to the bottom of the pan, the kadai or whatever utensil you're using. And at this stage, I would suggest to reduce the heat to the lowest and then still keep on cooking it. And you can see the oil is getting released, but the masala has not turned totally golden, especially the onions. And because there's ginger garlic in this paste, so that's why it's sticking onto the bottom of the pan. This stage cannot be reached without lowering the flame and cooking it on a small, very small, the most minimum. So it's been frying for another last 5-7 minutes. And now I am right here and I've raised the heat under the kadai, and now I'm going to stir it vigorously as it cooks, because the onions can go from brown to very dark brown and black very fast. So I have a lot of things laid out over here. I have some water, and then I have the spices over here, and I'm going to move on to the next step. Just have a look how the onions have, the stage the onions have reached. And still, you know, because of the ginger garlic, it's sticking to the bottom of the kadai. So it is almost ready. And I'm still cooking on high heat. And I'm still scraping the bottom of the kadai, because the ginger garlic tends to stick to the bottom. And we have to bring it till this stage. And then I add all the spices together. The salt is already there, and then a dash of water. Another dash. And when you add the spices, you should always have some water nearby, so as your spices don't burn. This is another recipe which is made with very easily available ingredients. Usually everything I'm using is always available at home. And I am still working on high heat because I'm standing next to it. But if you're moving around, you can let it cook slowly on a slow flame also. And again, after the whole thing, the oil has again released after adding the water. Now the spices are also thoroughly mixed. They've cooked also. And at this stage, I add the drumsticks. And we have to remember the salt is already there in the whole generally I add the water after I mix the whole masala with the drumstick, but you know, with managing to make it, record it, sometimes we have to. But the idea is not to let the masala get burnt because you know it's cooking again at high heat. No, I lowered the flame. I forgot. When I mixed the drumstick, I lowered the flame. So, but I thought I've not lowered, so that's why I added the water. Okay, so once we've mixed the masala and the drumsticks together, I'm raising the heat again, and then what I do here now, usually you can cook it in their own juices and it does cook, but I like to add a bit of water to it, around half a bowl, and first few minutes are going to be on high heat, and I cover it up, and then what I will do is I will lower the flame to medium, and then it keeps on cooking. And after every few minutes I'll come and check it, give it a stir. Once the water evaporates, there's no water in the curry, then I bring it to the minimum heat, and then I still keep on cooking it till it's done to the stage where it's as tender as I want it to be. We like it very tender, some people don't like it so tender, but so now the water is and at this stage I am going to cover up the kadai with the lid and lower the flame to a very low medium, and keep an eye on it. I'm back to give it a stir. And the cooking continues. The water content has reduced, but it's still there. If you feel at this stage the drumsticks have cooked, mine are still another 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes maybe, and so you can raise your heat a bit, cover it, and still leave it to cook. But at this stage I can't leave it. I need to come back to it very constantly to keep an eye. And this is, I'm going to stop it at this stage, the cooking, but it can you can cook it on a slow open flame so that it can dry completely if you want, but we like it at this stage, and it's ready. The last thing I'm going to do is garnish it with coriander and serve it with dal rice, paranthas, chapatis, anything. Sometimes it's eaten as a snack also, because there are people who just love drumsticks. Transfer the drumstick curry to the serving bowl, and I garnish it with some coriander leaves, and it's ready to be served. As I said before, you can serve it with dal and rice, you can serve it with chapatis, paranthas, and like my husband, he likes to have it in a bowl as a snack also. So enjoy it, share it with your family and friends. Have a great weekend. Bye for now and take care.